Hey folks, Dr. Marcus Johnson with My Physio Mentor here, physical therapist. I'm talking today about what GPA you need to get into physical therapy school. And truly, you don't need a high GPA at all. And that may surprise you. You don't need a 4.0. You don't need a 3.5. Sometimes you don't even need a 3.0 GPA to get in. The only GPA you need is one that allows you to graduate from college, your undergraduate 4-year degree, because that's a minimum requirement to get into a doctor of physical therapy program. And now you may have heard on Reddit and Facebook and seen all these videos about you really need a 3.0, you need a 3.5. In some cases, that is true. But what those people are not talking about is minimum requirements. These are requirements that schools require for you to have in order to even look at your application. When I applied to PT school, there were 1,300 applicants. Only 1,100 met the minimum requirements. And those were having a 3.0 GPA for undergraduate coursework and prereqs, scoring a 50% average, 55% average on the GRE, and having 80 hours minimum of observation hours. And those are really doable type of requirements. Since COVID in the last couple of years, a lot of universities have gotten rid of observation hours. They've gotten rid of requiring a 3.0 GPA. Some of them don't even list a minimum GPA. And they have also thrown out not even needing the GRE. So you can avoid all these common hurdles. And those 200 people where their applications literally, they looked at the minimum requirements first. That's the number one bar to pass. They were put in the recycling bin because they can't consider someone who doesn't meet the minimum requirements. So if you're struggling with GPA, taking the GRE, or getting observation hours, you need to start with your research. And you do that by starting early. The My Physio Mentor course has an entire DPT program research table where you take as many schools as you want, but preferably 8 to 10 because you're probably going to apply to 5 to 6. And you list out everything that is important to you, everything the school offers, everything that's required to apply to the school, and then you rate how important those things are or how realistic it is for you to maybe retake a class. If you really want to go to a school and you have a 299 and you need a 3.0, it may be worth it to go to that school by retaking that class and making sure that you get a higher GPA. But you also need even more detail to make sure that the schools don't average your GPA for one class. So if you got a C in biology the first time, an A in biology the second time, it'll average to a B. Ideally, you can be strategic, which is what we teach you in the course, and apply to schools that replace previous grades. And so that C would become an A, which was a huge benefit to me when I applied 3 times to get into PT school. So again, it does depend on where you apply, but you may actually not need a minimum GPA to be one of your main barriers to get into PT school. Look at the requirements, do the research early, start now if you're going to apply in June 2023 for a fall 2024 start date. So if you're a junior or a senior in college right now, or you're taking that year off right now and you want to start applying next year, consider that now because all the information is out there for you. My Physio Mentor will show you the strategy. Go to myphysiomentor.com, get that course, download the research template, start there. There's an entire checklist as well. And again, you can decide what your GPA wants, what you want your GPA to be in order to get into the PT school that's the right fit for you.